Ljudje, dobrodošli, tukaj je Aleš, prenašam bitko danes proti trenerju Animi. Skupina The Golden State Dragons je bila precej neverjetna bitka, zato prosim ljudje, usedite se, imate pas, bomo šli na majhni sprehod. You guys are probably confused, aren't you? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What I've said there is we're gonna go against Coach Anima and her team, of course, representing the team, the Golden State Dragons. I'm gonna go into the team analyzation. Analyzation, is that a word? It probably is, right? And basically explain to you guys and girls, and of course everybody in between, on what I was generally looking at, expecting at, and basically prepare myself for it. We're gonna go at each single individual as it is, and then we're gonna go at each single individual as it is on her behalf as well. Now I do need to say, right now she's standing with 4-1. She really got outplayed in the previous battle she had with a 5-0 score, which is funny because my first battle was a 5-0 too, and I got 3 wins in a row while she got 4. So if I get this battle going and I manage to win, then I'm gonna go on the same score as her, and that would be incredible because I'm really going in here and I got one plan. I need to make a huge score difference, and I know Scissor is a big threat towards her team, so I need this match to a certain degree. You know, we can afford to lose it, but it would be incredible if we manage to pull through. So with that being said, let me go into the team that I decided to provide. Now I was semi-expecting her to be having Mega Medichan for stated obvious reasons. That's why I have Spirit Tomb to semi-handle it. I got Pursuit, I got Shadow Sneak, I got Sucker Punch, Hidden Power Fighting for likes of Bishop, but we're gonna go into Bishop a little bit later. Now, I also expected Greninja because Greninja is incredibly fast, and it's not that I've just noticed, but did you guys notice that Greninja's sprite face looks like a damn clown, if you ask me? Sort of scary, isn't it? I'm not scared of clowns, but they're definitely not the most appealing thing in the world, right? Now, still, Greninja I expected to be very versatile, very fast. I got Dragonite, I got many things, but Greninja's moveset can definitely be a huge factor in this upcoming battle. Now then we got Hippowdon. Now Hippowdon has been, I believe Hippowdon and Empoleon are her basically the best cores, like her favorite cores. Sadly enough, she doesn't have an Empoleon. Now I do know who does have Empoleon, that is the Freedomian's coach Fredo, but I doubt he's gonna be trading that thing in for anything soon. Still, I do know Hippowdon is coming in because a very reliable Stealth Rocker. Its special defense can be incredibly bulky. It can take special attack. Even Specs Dracometer from the likes of Dragalge, it can take it. While not all that great, it does like 90%, which is incredible, but still it can take it and it probably outspeeds it. I don't have Dragalge for this battle, sadly enough. Now, for reasons which I will go into a little bit later. Still, we got Tangela. I did not expect Tangela. Tangela, Scissor, it's like, I don't know, but her team is like very weak to Scissor after that. You don't mess around, and she does have the fish, but fish can only take you that far, because I still expect like Bisharp and Latios. I guess Latios wouldn't really been all that great, but looking at it, if I bring Dragalge, it does have the speed. Latios still got the speed, and Hidden Power Fire is still good for the likes of Scissor. But yeah, I did expect Helios. For some reason she did put it outside of her bench. It does have Dry Skin, but it's probably her weakest link. Well, it does have the speed, and I thought she may run Scarf just to guarantee to outspeed my Scarf Keldeo, because I decided to use Scarf Keldeo for Greninja, which I expected, as well as Heliolisk. So I thought this is gonna be great. But then she's got Tangela, and I'm gonna be hitting that with a Sacred Sword on the physical side, which Tangela's physical defense with Evilite is quite significant, so we're gonna be struggling with that. Also, I got Electros with Flash Cannon for the likes of Aromatisse. I got Thunder Wave for the likes of Switchers coming in outside of her Heliolisk, as well as Hippowdon. But I believe I also got Grass Knot for the likes of Hippowdon, so I can handle Hippowdon. Do I got... No, I actually don't got Grass Knot because I got already Keldeo and Gastrodon. I actually got T-Boat. So that's also a thing. T-Bot as well as Light Screen with Light Clay. Light Screen is meant for Scissor. Scissor has got 252 HP, 126 attack, 126 special defense, Adam in nature, basically to give me some more special defense cover and still preserve, with the right setup to still pull on hit kill on things that matter while still having that bulk. I thought about using 252, not really attack, but careful nature, but then I've come to realize that I would have been missing some special defense, and I would have still not been doing that much significant damage. So generally I decided to go with adamant and put some EVs into special defense. It's got Roost, Sword Dance, Bullet Punch, and Bug Bite. If I can get +4, I can manage to one-shot. Well, actually, with +2, I can already manage to one-shot Mega Mary-chan. I can already manage to not really one-shot anything else, but with +4, I can definitely do a significant amount. I didn't think she's gonna bring 3 tankish Pokemon. I thought about 2, and I thought about Bisharp. The only reason why I decided to use, ladies and gentlemen, a Choice Banded Dragonite, even with full investment, an HP Bisharp will still get 2-shotted. And Bisharp was such a threat towards my team. I thought she's gonna use it, so I over-prepare my team for it to a certain degree. I also got Hidden Power Fighting on my Spiritomb. Spiritomb runs 252 HP, Sassy Nature, which means minus speed, HP Fire for the likes of Bisharp. Then we got Freeze Priority Mode, Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, and Pursuit for the likes of Mega Magic, that is why he was meant to be made, as well as for Latios. Take a Draco Meteor with like 40%, I believe, if that is Scarf, and then proceed to go for a Pursuit on the switch and do a significant amount of damage. I believe it does around 80% to 90% if it doesn't kill. So basically it depends on the EV spread, but I believe it doesn't. There's gonna be no Stealth Rocks because there's too many things that can hit Crocodile for a significant amount of damage, plus Hippo is a problem, and I don't think she's gonna allow me to get Moxie. Plus I thought Latias is a thing, so Earthquake, if I got Scarf, avoiding, and then I don't have too many things to just come in. Latias can hit Power Fire, it can do lots of things, and it can do a lot of damage. So, Spiritomb has been made for Bisharp to a certain degree. Last move could have been something else to cover other threats that I did not expect, but I don't have those. And then we got Gastrodon, Modest Nature. It's got the berry that weakens grass type moves, because I know I can take one after that, like Grass Knot for example, from the likes of Greninja, retaliate with an Ice Beam if I'm at a reasonable amount of health. I believe I need to be at like 70-80, somewhere around that. On Modest Nature, Storm Drain to basically absorb the Scald Burns if she does decide to use the fish, which I was still debating. And I got Sludge Bomb for the likes of Aromatisse, because again, Aromatisse is a problem. And having something to consider, just having a fairy type can be significant if I use Dragonite, because Aromatisse can definitely be an excellent answer. But then I got Dragalge, which could be something that she may have expected, but then she's got Tingla, which is not an answer to Dragalge. Honestly, nothing on her team is an answer to Dragalge. If I were to bring in Dragalge, I could have just spec Draco Meteor and something on her team would have been destroyed outside of Hippo, which again, special defensive Hippo can definitely pull through. Everything else couldn't. So I'm kinda a bit saddened that I didn't bring Dragalge. Dragonite was the thing that I decided to bring. Still expect the Olomola, but I got I believe I got the Steel type move to cover Aromatisse. So Aromatisse was on my mind. Choice Band was for Bisharp. If I lock myself into Outrage against the Hippo, get in 2 turns, I want to do as much damage against the Bisharp, so I don't allow it to set up way too much. I know Scizor can still semi-handle it, even with +2. I got even Scarf Reflect on Keldeo just in case, and I also got Sacred Sword on Keldeo to handle like a Bisharp, because I know that +2 cannot take me out. It cannot go one-on-one. So that is a Pokemon I also got. Electros, as I mentioned, the moveset. Choice Banded Dragonite, Extreme Speed Choice Banded is incredible. Her Pokemon are really fast, so I need to deal damage. I just need to chip damage on every single individual that is that is very fast, but not really semi, but really frail, like Greninja and her Medicham, as well as her Healisk, and then proceed to go from there. Scizor can be a wall breaker if I manage to set up on the right Pokemon at the right time. But you know, I also got, I believe, Ice Beam on my Gastrodon for the likes of Latios, which she didn't bring. I believe it does considerable amount of damage. I was actually kind of surprised if it was not a bulky variant, but she does not have that. So I prepare myself for Bisharp and Latios. Sadly enough, she doesn't have either of those two, but she did have the other Pokemon, which I did expect outside of Tingala and her Alomomola. So with that being said, I believe we wasted way too much time. Let's go right into this battle. I also learned a couple of factors, but we're gonna see how big these factors will be. Now for starters, I expect her to lead with Hippo because she kinda likes leading with Hippo, as well as Mega Medicham because she likes to fake out and get that Mega going. Fake out is +3 priority while extreme speed is +2. So I got myself, ladies and gentlemen, Inner Focus Dragonite. Now before this battle took place, I was talking to Chris, I was talking to Varia, and Varia specifically told me, you know, maybe you should run Scarf just to play it safe. And I regret ever since not listening to her. I got banned for the first planning on my behalf was to use Choice Band just to be sure I can two-shot a Hippo, even a defensive one to a certain degree. But this one is actually, if I'm not mistaken, especially defensive. So if I would have been Scarf, I would have outspeed the Heal-Lisk, break it down, and then afterwards, you know, I would have still do half damage to the likes of Hippo. But the whole idea of not using lefties definitely were not on my mind, you know. When do you see that? Also, did you guys know that a female Hippo is dark while the male Hippo is it's bright? It's kind of strange. It's one of those rare Pokemon that the color change once you decide to change its gender. Very interesting, but it's hella devilish looking at those red eyes there. Still, you know, I would have avoided the glare if I was Scarf. I would have one-shot the Heal-Lisk. I'm pretty sure, you know, it's Anima nature, and I would have still threatened this with a 2-hit. So, you know, Bisharp could have been a problem then. You know, if I would have been locked like in 2 turns, you know, 2 Sword Dance would have been too much for me to handle. So, anyways, I expect her to rest. She does go for the rest. I thought that she must have something to get rid of the status, right? She must have. So I'm gonna go for the Sludge Bomb right now. I expect her to switch out Tingala. I thought about predicting her to predict this switch or something else, but at the same time, Hidden Power, Fire Scissor, I didn't want to directly switch out because I'm not too sure what this Tingala still possesses. For now, I know it's got Regenerate. She's got Regenerate Core, which is bad because Regenerate is probably the best ability this game can give you. It is. Regenerate as well as the adaptability. Those are the best abilities in the game for me. My personal preference. Honestly, if I would have put any, like, my favorite Pokemon, I would have given them Regenerate. I'm sorry, but that is just too good. Anyways, I'm switching out to Scissor right now. She's gonna switch out to her Alomomola. I'm gonna take this opportunity to Mega Evolve. I believe I managed to avoid the Lead Seed there, didn't I? I cannot seem to say. No. She actually decided to protect, didn't she? Yes. So basically, Bug Bite does consider amount, I guess, but it does kind of get me thinking that she is a defensive variant, and I'm sort of scared of that. So I had to switch out. I'm going to switch out to Eastwood. I'm going to switch out to my Gastrodon. And ladies and gentlemen, she's going to outplay me, outsmart me right here. She's going to go for the Toxic against a recovering Gastrodon, which is definitely bad. I thought about using Cursing One, but then I've come to realize that her team she's just not gonna allow me to do anything with it. So I'm sort of glad that I didn't bring a Cursing One, but Amadis can definitely still, you know, do some significant damage. Now she's gonna go for the Wish. For one, stocking up some damage. I'm just gonna go for the Scald. Maybe try to get the Burn. You know, Burn can do significant, but I don't get a Burn. Being that she's Wished now, I'm in the pressure of being that I'm poisoned. I'm thinking she may switch out, but I got Sludge Bomb. I believe by the time Tingala switch out, she's not going to be at full HP yet, so I have to think about this. Still, I'm going to switch out to my Ludora's Wrath. She's going to go for the Toxic, knowing fully well that she can take anything from me and then pretty much regain most of the health back. She's going to Protect right now. This is actually pretty good. She's probably just scouting what kind of move I will go for, you know, what switch and so forth. She can take that. And she's got Hippo still left to absorb that, especially if I'm like choice in some way, but most of these Pokemon aren't choiced. Still, I'm gonna go for the Light Screen right now to basically get rid of that weakness. Now I know I can take HP, fire, and things of that nature, so I'm gonna go for the switch to make a scissor. I do manage to avoid, finally made a smart move by avoiding the poison, which was super obvious, but at the same time I had to do it. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, where I made significant mistake. Well, wasn't really a mistake, it was a misclick. I going for a roost when I had way too much HP left. It makes no sense to go for the roost by that point. So basically I'm gonna go for SD. I'm like, okay, think about this now. This is a defense of Alomola. I was making calcs because I'm not absolute max, and even if I was, +4 is not gonna be enough to one-shot Alomola at full HP. So I have to go for the +6. There is also one more reason. Her Greninja. At +6 I can one-shot it with bullet punch, even with the resistance, but I will fail to take her out with +4, and HP fire was definitely on my mind. Sadly enough, ladies and gentlemen, what I forgot is that I got light screen, so it does not matter. +4 would have been enough still, but then again she would have probably managed to stall down my well, if I would have gone +4 bug bite, it would have done a lot, but then next Scald would still burn me. So in a way, I mean, I guess the outcome would have been the same. While +2 I cannot go against Alomola. It's way too much bulk, way too much pressure. Maybe I have to pressure her to go for the protect eventually, but I didn't think about that at that time. I should have definitely think about it, but I thought one more turn, one more turn, and out to basically sweep her team. Sadly enough, the last did manage to score a burn, but I do need to say, if I did not misclick there with Roost, this game would have been over, because that third would have not been a burn. I don't believe that would have happened. I don't know how the mechanics of this game works, but because I did misclick, I was a little bit nervous, honestly speaking. It's against Anima, an excellent player with an excellent score, and I was nervous, and I risk it, but as you guys can see, it is biting me back. So Hippo cannot take my moves. It definitely couldn't take my moves. I should have probably bug bite again, but I wanted to preserve my Pokemon reasonable amount of health, because I'm coming to realize that this Alomola cannot touch me. She's gonna go for a protect to stall. The move is just here, honestly. It really is. I mean, she is gaining lefty, so it makes sense, but at the same time, it's really just here. Burn is doing damage, and she's probably gonna need to avoid. Now, at some point, she will need to sack her Hippo. There is no question about it. She will just need to sack Hippo. I'm still doing a significant damage, but it does kind of indicate that she is defensive one. So I needed a +6 to one-shot it. +4 would have failed short, but honestly I should have gone +2 and just forced her to protect at some point, because desperate damage, desperate HP recovery would have been pretty big, while her team cannot take a bug bite on the switch. Even a Hippo would have again two-shotted by it. So should have think about that. I was playing dumb, but we're gonna see how the game is gonna unfold itself as we're gonna continue to proceed through these turns. Anyways, she does make the clever move, finally switching out Hippo, decided to sack it and switch out to Greninja. Greninja, of course, being that I'm burned, I cannot touch this. I'm gonna need to switch out. The light screen has been put away, and with Life Orb, she will pretty much decimate the Mega Scissor at the range of HP I'm at. I switch out to Dragonite, pretty much expecting to be destroyed. Honestly, she does go for the Scald, which is fine because the Mega Scissor would have been ruined anyways. And here is where I made a mistake. One. This is a Dragonite, that is a Greninja. She knows how important Greninja is to be, at reasonable amount of health, because if my Scissor has got another setup involved, then Greninja can be one-shotted by Bullet Punch if I manage to get this extreme speed off. I still gone for the extreme speed. Why did I do that? Because I was in a position, I could have, I should have gone for the Outrage. It makes absolutely no sense for me to not do that, and I play stupid, I play dumb there, and I should have think my actions there, because this could have changed a little bit, but I didn't. And Tingle is gonna come in, regenerate, of course. She's gonna basically proceed to regain most of her health, but that's fine. I'm gonna go for the T-Wave because I want to slow this Pokemon down for my Gastrodon. Gastrodon is still a factor, and Gastrodon is slower than Tingala, so I need to outspeed this Tingala if by any chance at the end comes down to be a Tingala versus Gastrodon. I need this Pokemon to be slower than it. Giga Drain again, that does a significant amount of damage. It could just be modest fall, I know. Right now we have not been hitting this Pokemon. Well, we have actually been hitting on the physical side, but That took 3 speed, still did a significant amount of damage. Flash Cannon, sadly enough, again, it's not gonna do nearly enough, and at this point I'm basically just allowing this Pokemon to take me out. I was thinking Hidden Power Fire, she needs to have it, but then she's got Lead Seed, Protect, Giga Drain, and the last move I cannot seem to remember, and I was thinking Hidden Power of some sort, but I was still fearing the Hidden Power Fire, just her just bluffing you know, this whole time, and that would be an excellent turn on her behalf, but she's gonna go for the Protect. That's fine, that's honestly okay, because I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, generally speaking. I don't believe the Lead Seed should be enough to take me out, and it is, so yeah. Anyways, my Electros is gonna be taken out. Electros was mainly here to get a light screen up, sadly enough. I should have played my cards there a little bit differently. Now what I will do is, because I got light screen going, I think that if I roost I can take a Hidden Power Fire, just see, you know, she does have it, but she actually decided to switch out to her 8th Wonder. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, her Mega Medicham. I'm gonna go for the roost right now to gain most of my health. I need to, because she's got a little mobile there, and again, as I mentioned, if I can break her Medicham and Greninja to a certain degree of damage, I may actually pull this off still. So basically I have to switch out. I have to switch out directly to my Spiritomb. Super obvious. It is super obvious. It really hurts, but I'm in no position to overpredict, because Rain Punch does way too much to the likes of Scizor, and I believe a High Jump Kick basically destroys it. Mega Medicham is an incredible beast. So basically I switch out to she's gonna go for the Toxic on my Spiritomb, and that is bad, because now I'm again on a timer. 2 of my Pokemon Gastrodon as well as Spiritomb on a timer. You just don't see Toxic Mega Medicham, which is already very questionable, and the reason I'm saying this is because, well, Ice Punch already does like 40% to a defensive Spiritomb, so why not just run that, you know? It's like, but then again, she can avoid Sucker Punch, so I can see the reasoning, especially on the Switch. You can Toxic it and preserve it, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, Ice Punch just ruins it, so you could have just Ice Punch there and just, or Fire Punch for all I know, you know, to hit like Mega Scizor as well as this Pokemon for a significant amount of damage. Now Pursuit is something she may have not expected, and she did switch out, so that was free damage. I was sort of scared of Mega Medicham running Recover after that, because that would have been bad. Like, if anything, Spiritomb could have been frightened, but I'm pretty sure she was also very much frightened of the Will-O-Wisp back then. So I did switch out to my Gastrodon afterwards against this Pokemon, hoping she's gonna go for the Scald, but I believe she does decide to go for the Wish. Gonna go for the Sludge Bomb again. She's gonna recover here. Sludge Bomb was basically maybe get a poison on the Switch, which is basically gonna preserve all her lost HP. Plus Mega Medicham, I don't know if she can take the Sludge Bomb on the Switch. So basically she's gonna Wish again. I'm gonna go for the Sludge Bomb, see how much I can do. We're also gonna score the poison, so that's kind of gonna, you know, negate the leftover damage. So that can be very good, depending. But I don't know, this is not going anywhere, honestly. I'm losing my HP here. I am sort of desperate going against the Despair. I'm desperate to regain most of my health. I need to, but I'm thinking she will. Scald was sort of expecting her to switch out to things like, I believe, yeah, actually Scald was expecting her to predict me to recover, predicting the Mega Medicham to come in and get the Wish up if she doesn't have Recover. That way she would have regained everything. I would have been in a horrible position, because a High Jump Kick just destroys me, and with Poison I would have, you know, basically been done for. So I Scalded there, expect her to switch out to that, but she didn't. She switched out to her Spaghetti, playing it safe, and Poison is really stocking up now. I have to switch out. I'm in no position to recover again, plus this is probably gonna go for the Giga Drain or something else like a Lead Seed. Probably Lead Seed is her best bet, to be honest. But I still gotta switch out to my Mega Scizor, because I'm starting to think that she does not have Hidden Power Fire. And I'm sort of surprised, because honestly, Mega Scizor is a threat towards your team, but I don't seem to see any fire moves. You know, like for example, bulky Latias with Latios with Hidden Power Fire and things like that. Because after her Helios had been taken down, Greninja is like the only Pokemon stopping it, but Alomola is a setup. If I wouldn't get burned there, I would have sweep. I would have generally just sweep. So yeah, but that was basically a little bit luck factor because of my misclick there, being that I was totally all over the place, honestly. But what's done is done. Can't do anything about that now. Anyways, the 8th Wanderer switching in, and now she's gonna switch back to Noodles. Expect me to switch out to Spiritomb again. I'm playing way too obvious. In a way, I'm like, I'm feeling being taunted because I'm seriously playing super obvious, but at the same time I cannot risk for the life of me. It's so obvious. But you know, it's not like Spiritomb can take moves for Mega Magician again. Mega Magician is so powerful, Ice Punches would have two-shot this thing. But then again, she cannot take another Pursuit if I'm not... I cannot seem to say, but I believe she can. Still, gotta switch out to my Mega Scizor again. She does get paralyzed right now, so that's pretty good. That's pretty okay. Sadly enough, because it's Evilite and I'm burned, I'm not gonna be doing any damage, so I need to get that +2, and I'm burned. So basically, even now I would have been struggling. I'm pretty sure I can do about I guess about 60-70% to a Tingler, I would assume. But I'm in this you know, the desperate amount of HP where I need to basically go for the roost. And she does switch out, but surprisingly to my factor, she's gonna switch out to a Alomola, which really did surprise me because, again, roost is super obvious, and at the same time, while I am lead seeded, I don't know, maybe she thought I'm gonna Bug Bite and nothing on her team really wants to take that with +2. Okay, that, actually thinking about it, that would actually make plenty of sense. So yeah, that actually makes sense, but still I was in position to preserve it because I need something to handle Alomola. And I do go for the roost again. She's gonna go for the Scald right now, but that's not gonna do anything. You know, I got some investment in special defenses. You guys can see that barely scratches it. But she's got the upper hand of Lead Seat and Burn, while I got no lefties because I'm a Mega Scizor. But I'm still sort of glad I got the roost at least. Still, now I'm in a position I can SD, but she can Wish, and we can play this game for a bit. Then again, I don't know how far this can go. While I am pressured, you know, I'm pressured with that Lead Seat. She will eventually switch out, and she does switch out to Slim Jim. As I do, should I go for the Bug Bite? Will I go for the Bug Bite? No! I go for the SD again because I need that power. But then again, at the same time, why would she stay in? Yeah, well, because she's got Lead Seat, I thought, you know, Protect and Burn. She will probably wait a little bit longer for when I'm actually forced to generally decide to go for the roost and not switch in when I'm still at reasonable amount of health, you know. So that is what I was planning to think that she's gonna do, but she actually just switches out directly to it, and I was really surprised because, you know, like I said, I thought she's gonna just wait a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to set up and go for roost, but that was not the case. So I'll switch out to Keldeo right now. She's gonna go Scald, Life Orb damage. I am in with Keldeo, which was good, but at the same time was bad because it does indicate that I'm most likely Scarf. And I'm gonna go for the Sacred Sword, but because this Alomola is defensive, this is gonna take it way too well. And I'm in a pickle because Tingler as well as Alomola together, that can be troublesome, while Keldeo can destroy Greninja and Mega Magician that reasonable amount of health he is at. You know, I got Scald as well, so basically Alomola and Tingler sort of stopping my Keldeo from doing what he's meant to do late game. And not to mention the Scizor there, but anyways, I'm poisoned. I switch out to my Gastrodon. I think to myself, you know what, may as well go for a recover while I still got the chance, or maybe I should just attack, expecting her to switch out, because I think Protect is sort of to be expected, but she's gonna get Regenerate anyways, and you know, it's a no-brainer. So I believe I do go for the Sludge Bomb right now, if I'm not mistaken. But she switches out to Slim Jim. I thought she's gonna switch out to Tingler, but Slim Jim will do just fine. You know, it's gonna do a significant amount of damage, but sadly enough, it's not gonna be enough. And Wish is basically gonna regain all that lost HP. While Poison, I believe we're gonna survive. We do manage to survive with 2 HP. She's gonna go for the U-turn, which was her best bet, honestly, because this allows her to switch out to something appropriate. And my Pokemon are kind of going down, and the timer is sort of also kind of going down, which was something I didn't even think about. I should have like started thinking about preserving my score, but I really didn't think about that. Like, generally I just didn't. I was just looking at stuff, but I didn't look at the score. I was like, oh no. I believe at this point it was close to 0, or was it? No, it wasn't. I believe it was, yeah, I believe it was like at 0 right here which is crazy because the turn was still happening. I was like, what the hell is going on? But anyways, Mega Medichang coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go for the Roost. I should have just Bug Bite there. I don't know what am I doing, but you know, Burn would do damage and then Bullet Punch, but she would probably preserve this Pokemon yet again. And Tingla would have taken the Bug Bite really easily, so I don't know if this switch was preferable. Alomola would probably been the most preferable option in case. So I switch out and I switch into my, yeah, you guessed it, I'm playing so obvious right now, it's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, it's ridiculous. So basically she did make a double switch expecting the Spiritomb yet again. She has outplayed me, and yeah, I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch just to stock up some more damage, you know. Maybe, you know, that damage can be important for later on with Sword Dance, but who am I kidding? The timer is going down, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, the last turn in the game, ladies and gentlemen. By this point, the 1 hour mark has been put down, and by this point I was like, oh no. Oh no, the timer is done. Why does Nintendo have a timer in here even? Like seriously, like if you're playing a friend or anybody stranger, like if Wi-Fi, you know, friends code, who gives a shit about the timer? Like what the hell, you know? But you know, the timer is there to not make people think too much, so it makes sense. It's like chess, you know, you got 1 minute, think about it and make your turns, you know. Pokemon is like chess to think about, you know, when you think about it deeply. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Honestly, thinking about it, I was like, yeah, she really did outplay me. Like this whole match, she outplayed me. I played way too safe. At some point I couldn't risk it, but at some point I could have had, and if I did it, it would result in a kill. I had so many opportunities, but I didn't act on it. I had so many sets and I also didn't act on it. So here's where I learned something. Act on your first instinct. Don't, and I'll repeat this, don't listen to your second one. Don't listen to your first. I was wanting to use a Meloetta with Heal Bell, special defensive one, but I was fearing the Bishop. I talked to Chris and he was like, you know, don't use Meloetta because pressure Bishop, and he had a point. He had a solid point. But then at the same time, if she didn't have a Bishop, I could have gotten rid of the Burn, and that would have been whole heck of a different story. I could have still run Light Screen on Meloetta and have probably better time against Alomola and Tingla and the rest of her Pokemons, you know, especially the Greninja. So in a way, Hidden Power Fighting I also wanted to use, put on Meloetta, so that could have worked incredibly well against the switch to Greninja, expecting like Psych or something like that. But still, that is what I wanted to use, but I didn't, and I regret it ever since. Also at the same time, I do need to say, while she outplayed me the whole time, I don't think she really prepared for Mega Surgery. Yes, you may say, but defensive Alomola, yes, but you gotta understand that Scald banking on Burn is not a way to go. And I think that, you know, Latios and Hidden Power Fire and plus, it just generally, I guess to a degree, yes, she did prepare, but at the same time, it was more like, if I get +6, your team is destroyed. And I guess that can be said about lots of things, but again, fishing for Burn is not the way to go. And if I didn't roost there, I would have gotten that +6 without the Burn, and I would have just proceeded to go from there. But it didn't come down to that, ladies and gentlemen. Still, it was an incredible battle. You know, I enjoyed it. While I played super obvious, and I'm sort of down on my performance. Honestly, I can definitely spot them. But at the same time, I thought that she's not gonna expect me to play this obvious, because I tend to like overthink my actions, and this was the one battle I didn't want to overthink my actions. I was just playing it safe the whole freaking time. You know, I was like, because this is how it goes. When you go against a skilled player, it tends to become stronger of a prediction. It tends to become much more, you know, sometimes you overthink because you cannot seem to say what your opponents are gonna do. But I know how Anima plays sometimes, and she can predict, and this is the times I was playing way too obvious, and I thought maybe she's gonna think that I'm not gonna be playing that obvious, you know, sometimes, you know. But that's how the game went. So ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care, peace. Oh yeah, and go check out her channel, of course. Go check out the Bell, you know. Well, how couldn't I forget to say that? But anyways, till next time, take care.